What's up guys, today's video is on the top 3 best Android phones in 2024. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers, so whether it's price, performance or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below which are updated for the best prices. Now let's get started. Number 3. OnePlus 12. This is one of the biggest upgrades to OnePlus flagship phone in years, with the OnePlus 12 propelling the phone maker into a more serious contender against the likes of Apple and Samsung. The OnePlus 12 features a larger display, triple cameras with an upgraded 3x periscope camera, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, and speedy 80W wired charging. It even manages to throw in wireless charging and an IR blaster, while basically costing the same as before. There's a lot to say about the OnePlus 12's design. It's underrated and deserves a lot more attention because, quite frankly, it's stunning to behold. For the price, the OnePlus 12's 6.82-inch 2K Pro XDR display has its share of delights, including OnePlus' claim that the screen can reach an unheard of 4,500 nits peak brightness. From what I can gather during my time using the phone, the Pro XDR on the OnePlus 12 dishes up strong brightness in direct sunlight, allowing me to see everything with crystal clarity results. OnePlus phones have always come up short in the camera department against their rivals, but the new triple camera arrangement of the OnePlus 12 intends to prove that this phone can finally break that stigma. The 4th-gen Hasselblad camera for mobile system of the OnePlus 12 consists of a main 50MP camera, 48MP ultra-wide, and a 64MP periscope camera with 3x optical zoom. Even though it's not the first phone to offer Qualcomm's latest top-of-the-line mobile chipset, the OnePlus 12 still flexes some muscle thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Basic operations such as scrolling through the interface and running apps are all accompanied with tight responses. It also helps that the OnePlus 12's 120Hz refresh rate smooths out all animations to make them look more fluid. Battery life has been a specialty of the series for a long time now, and the OnePlus 12 is no exception. Packaged with a 5,400 mAh battery, it's able to confidently get me through an entire working day without the need to recharge. Number 2. Google Pixel 8 Pro. The Pixel 8 Pro is the best Pixel that Google has ever made, and it represents Google's vision for the future of mobile technology, though that vision does seem a bit clouded and unfocused at times. It has a fantastic display that's bigger and brighter than its competitors at this price, and the photography features, bolstered by Google's machine learning, are unmatched by any other phone maker. Some of the new AI features are cool and useful, but some are a bit weird, even off-putting, and the phone suffers from the worst Android tendencies. But Google is committed to this phone for 7 years in terms of updates, longer than ever before, so there's plenty of time for improvement, and the hardware gives Google a great platform to build up from. This is also Google's most ambitious Pixel yet, with some serious camera upgrades that will satisfy even pro photogs, and a Tensor G3 chipset custom-built to run Google's machine learning features. If Google had simply released a generic smartphone with the Pixel 8 Pro's cameras, display, and design, it would have had a simple winner, capable of making an argument against not-quite flagships like the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra or the Apple iPhone 15 Pro. The Pixel 8 Pro is more rounded on the corners and more flat on the display. This makes the phone easier to hold, while also giving you a better view of your content. The finish is lovely, and the colors are more classy and inviting than unusual and modern. The main camera on the Pixel 8 Pro is considerably better than the camera on the Pixel 7 Pro, but the improvements can be hard to explain. The lens on the camera has a f1.65 aperture, which is wider than the f1.9 aperture in last year's lens, and while the number is lower, a wider aperture is better because it lets in more light, and the improvement is exponential and not linear. The f1.65 lens on the Pixel 8 Pro is an amazing feat, while the f1.9 aperture on last year's Pixel 7 Pro was a thoroughly unimpressive spec. See, the numbers are confusing, and it's just not an easy spec to boast about. The iPhone 15 Pro uses an f1.8 lens on its main camera, which won't let as much light through, but of course there are plenty of other factors to consider. Compared to my iPhone 15 Pro Max, some photos look better when shot with the Pixel 8 Pro, but others, especially night pics and low-light images, look better taken with the iPhone. That's surprising, but there are still some reasons for Google to brag. Macro photography is better on the Pixel 8 Pro than on the iPhone. Battery life on Pixel phones gets better every year, and I'm happy to report that the Pixel 8 Pro had no trouble lasting through a full day of use. Number 1. Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Even with a price increase, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra proves its worth as one of the best phones, setting new records for a flagship phone in key areas such as battery life, screen brightness, and processing performance. Add to that the slew of helpful Galaxy AI features packaged with the phone, and it's a powerhouse that will actually save you on time. Look quick, and you might not notice the design changes Samsung made to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Most notably, the new model ditches its predecessor's armor aluminum frame for a titanium one, which bolsters durability, and in this case, leads to a lighter package as well. That's exactly what the Galaxy S24 Ultra is packing, a 6.8-inch QHD Plus Dynamic AMOLED 2X display that is rich in detail, offers outstanding viewing angles and vibrant colors. There's very little doubt of AI permeating into everything in our lives, our phone included, which is why Samsung's taking a proactive approach in giving its users access to new capabilities with Galaxy AI. Strangely enough, many of these AI-assisted features are in collaboration with Google, which raises the question of who's really making the innovations here. Live Translate is one of the more practical Galaxy AI features I've tried out. It turns the Galaxy S24 Ultra into a translator during phone calls and supports 13 different languages out of the gate. This one's a perfect showcase for the power of artificial intelligence because it's doing translations in real time, with minimal delay. Samsung hasn't changed much with the S24 Ultra's camera system, but it's not all the same either. Spicing things up is a new 5x telephoto camera that replaces the 10x module of the last generation, that way you'd be getting both 5x and 10x zoom shots. The rest of the setup has been carried over, including the 200MP primary unit that bins 16 pixels into one, and the only ultra-wide camera with autofocus in the Galaxy lineup. Not to be disrespecting that ultra-wide, but it's not a particularly large sensor unit, and other than the iPhone 15 Pros, pretty much every other phone at this level has more competent hardware. The 3x telephoto is also on the small size, but since the setup is such that it's not really being used for further zooming, we won't be complaining too much. The S24 Ultra's main camera takes great-looking photos, as expected. The detail is excellent and it's rendered in a relatively natural way, certainly more natural than what the S23 Ultra has been doing in the past months. The S24 Ultra's processing still isn't as laid back as that on the S24 and S24 Plus, and there's a bit more sharpening here, which we'd call the optimum middle ground. Some people would say the S24s are too soft for their own good. All versions of the Galaxy S24 Ultra are powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, the chipset built with AI in mind. The Galaxy S24 Ultra, one of the most powerful phones ever created, but it's leading the way for flagships in the battery. It came with 5000 mAh battery. Thanks for watching. Like the video and don't forget to subscribe.